Hi, my name is Megan Pinheiro da Silva. There seems to be a national consensus that teachers on all levels need to do a better job of encouraging their students to think. Secondary students especially need help in the area of critical evaluation of websites, since much of their information comes from the hodgepodge of information that is the World Wide Web. It is clear to us as educators that without the ability to judge what one reads, students can be easily deceived and much less likely to become successful lifelong learners. The ultimate purpose of my instructional unit is to motivate students to think critically and to answer the essential question, why is it important to evaluate websites? Students will develop a criterion to judge websites, which will result in higher quality work and a greater confidence when facing the vast and confusing world of digital information. Most of our student population has some knowledge of computers, can do a basic Google search, and feels comfortable surfing the web. The difficulty comes in judging which sites are good for research purposes and which are not. From my observations, the majority clicks on the first two hits in their information seeking without checking the source of the information or its credibility. Our middle school students do not take the time to read and think critically about the information they're seeking, when it comes to research. As my 12-year-old daughter says, "Who cares? Just get the information." Checking the authority of a site, the author's purpose, and the relevance of the information found on the web page are new concepts for middle school students. As the school librarian, I would like to provide the 6th grade students of John Muir Middle School with the opportunity of critically evaluating websites. Students will compare a bogus website to a trustworthy site and find out what to look for when evaluating websites. I am submitting this instructional design for your approval. It will consist of 2 30-minute lessons in the school library's computer lab with the cooperation of the 6th grade history department. By the end of this instruction, students will be able to state why the critical evaluation of websites is important, locate the author or sponsor of a website, explain the purpose of a website, identify key questions or criteria to ask themselves, judge a website for its credibility. I will introduce the topic by asking some relevant questions for discussion, such as, if someone you don't know walks up to you and tells you something, how do you know whether the information is true or false? I hope to spark students' interest by challenging them to think about the source of the information before accepting it as true. First, students and the instructor will read the 5 W's handout out loud, introducing key questions that define the criteria for evaluating a website. Then the instructor will provide new vocabulary that aligns with each question, author, purpose, currency, source, relevance, and students will write the vocabulary word next to the key question on the handout. The instructor will enter the URL of a hoax website, projecting her screen so the class can see, as students do the same on their computers. In pairs, students will navigate the hoax site and fill out the handout Critical Evaluation of Websites, collecting data and writing a summary evaluation of the hoax website. The instructor will ask students for a show of hands to see who believed the information to be credible and who believed it to be incredible, explaining the term hoax site. Together, instructor and students will click on the second link under Cephalonews, which will take them to a trustworthy site in Science magazine. They will navigate this site together, scanning the article, World Octopus and Squid Populations Are Booming, locating the author and comparing it to the hoax site. Next, the instructor will check for understanding via the brainstorming handout what makes a web page useful for research. Students will fill it out individually using the vocabulary that they added to the 5 W's handout and then share this with the class. Students will lastly choose a website that they would like to evaluate for research purposes and write a 2-paragraph summary explaining why or why not they would recommend this website. I will create survey questions for the students to answer in print with the cooperation of the classroom teacher to be completed in the classroom after they turn in their evaluation summary. And these questions on the survey will include: what did you learn? Why is it important to evaluate a website? Do you feel more confident in judging the information on a web page or not? What else would you like to learn about websites and why? I will be able to evaluate my instruction based on the learner's responses to the survey questions. If students do not feel more confident in their ability to critically evaluate websites and the information found on those sites, I will need to modify my instruction for next time. If learners do not understand the essential question why, it will be necessary to try different instructional strategies. I might want to work in collaboration with the classroom teacher or another school librarian for new ideas or peer review of my lesson. Some good follow-up activities would be ways to check sources, which was not covered in my instructional design plan, and how to cite sources. Thank you.